This is a story of a young woman whose life was brutally cut short. A woman who was 4 months pregnant, full of dreams, and preparing to welcome a new life into the world. Instead, her own life was taken away from her, allegedly at the hands of a man that was meant to protect and love her and the life she was carrying. Her family is now calling for justice. This is Botshelo Moimane's story. Welcome to True Crime with myself, Julia. On this channel, we cover true crime matters from South Africa. On this episode, we tell the tragic story of Botshelo Moimane, a 23-year-old woman from Mamphokgo Village in Limpopo, South Africa. A woman whose love story ended in betrayal, violence, and heartbreak, allegedly at the hands of a man who claimed to love her boyfriend, 31-year-old Thabo Aphane. This is a case that has left an entire community in shock and a family demanding that justice be served. Botshelo was known as a kind, warm young woman, loved by her family and respected in her village. At just 23 years old, she had her own life ahead of her. She was 4 months pregnant when tragedy struck, excited to become a mother, carrying hope for a future child. But behind the smiles and the dreams, there were shadows. Court records reveal that Botshelo had a troubled relationship with her boyfriend, Thabo Aphane. What began as a love story slowly spiraled into a cycle of fear and violence. I have scrolled down Botshelo's social media and realized that her Facebook page has been wiped. Not sure what this means, but her friends and family are still very active. They're active on their social media pages and have been spreading the word through hashtag Justice for Botshelo on their own social media pages. So her relationship with Thabo was one that was always showcased according to screenshots of her previous posts that are shared by her friends on their social media. The pair looked happy on all their pictures. They looked like a picture-perfect couple. She always appeared happy. She was smiling, and she also really had an infectious smile. A very beautiful woman. However, behind that smile, Botshelo and Thabo appeared to be troubled. Their relationship started to show cracks early this year when Thabo allegedly assaulted Botshelo, something which was reportedly not new in the relationship. But as we all know, most women stay in these kind of relationships because they are hopeful that something would change. In May 2025, Thabo allegedly assaulted Botshelo again. However, this time, Botshelo made a brave move. She opened a case of assault against him. She accused him of violence and laid charges of assault with intent to cause grievous bodily harm. But just weeks later, she withdrew the charges. No one knows why exactly, perhaps out of fear, perhaps out of love, or perhaps under pressure. Whatever her reasons are, her withdrawal led to Thabo's release in July 2025, a decision that would prove to be a fatal mistake. On August 19, 2025, just a few days after Thabo was released from prison, the community at RDP section of Leeuwfontein was shattered by screams and tragedy. It is not yet clear what transpired before the incident, but Thabo assaulted a 4-month pregnant Botshelo. According to a police report, he allegedly stabbed her multiple times. The brutal assault left her with no chance of survival. Community members were the first to discover her lifeless body. They were shocked and horrified by what they saw. They immediately called the police. Botshelo was declared dead at the scene, and her unborn baby was gone with her. The community could not comprehend such violence. A young woman, pregnant, killed so violently, allegedly by the man she once loved and trusted. After brutally assaulting Botshelo, Thabo allegedly fled the scene and he ran away from the area. A case of murder was opened and the police started investigating. The very next day, on August 20, 2025, police traced and arrested Thabo in Elandskraal. His capture brought temporary relief, but it could not undo the pain he left behind. For the Moimane family, the grief was unbearable. They had lost a daughter, a sister, and a soon-to-be mother. Heartbroken, they started to arrange for Botshelo and her unborn baby's funeral.
batho ka moka ba tlileng mo lapeng la gešo la Moimane go tlile gore thekga leina la ka ke nna Limpopo ke tlo le balla digare gare ya mathomo e balega ka tsela e botshelo go sepela ga gago ke kwele bohloko kudu ke re sesi ga moya wa gago o robale ka khutso ke tlo go gopola ge le hlaba le ge le dikela from auntie.
Botshelo's relatives, together with community leaders, immediately called for justice. They demanded that no bail be granted for Thabo, insisting that a man accused of such brutality should not be allowed to walk free. Even the local leadership, including the executive mayor of Elandskraal municipality, visited the family home to pay respects and show support. The case had become more than just a personal tragedy. It was now a matter of a public outcry. On August 26, 2025, Thabo appeared briefly before the Marble Hall Magistrate Court for a charge of murder. But this was only the beginning. The matter was postponed to allow him time to find legal representative. His case was rescheduled for September 9, 2025, and later set down for bail application on September 16, 2025. This is next week. During the hearings, the court heard that Botshelo had indeed filed a previous case of assault against him. This was months earlier, a case she later withdrew. For many, this raised painful questions about how often women feel pressured to forgive their abusers, only to pay the ultimate price. Botshelo's murder has sparked outrage across Limpopo. Activists and women's rights groups see this case as another devastating reminder of the dangers women face in abusive relationships. The Moimane family has been clear in their message. They will not rest until justice is served. They are calling for the courts to deny Thabo bail and ensure that he face the full might of the law. Their pain is shared by a community that cannot forget the image of a young woman whose life was stolen and a child never given the chance to even be born. Botshelo Moimane was just 23 years old, a daughter, a sister, and a mother-to-be. Instead of preparing for new life, her family now prepares for court dates, facing the painful reality that the person accused of ending her life is someone she once loved. As South Africa awaits for justice, her story is a reminder of the dangers of intimate partner violence, gender-based violence, and the urgent need for stronger protection for women. For the Moimane family, the wounds will never truly heal, but their fight is clear. They want justice, and they want it now. This is the tragic case of Botshelo Moimane. What are your thoughts on this case? Why do you think a man who has a woman who clearly loved and sacrificed her own self for him, loved and trusted him, would just take her life away from her just like that? I would like to hear your opinions on this case. Let's chat in the comments. Why would someone do something like this? Stay safe, guys, and I will see you on the next one.